So this is Prince, singer Prince. He has Pluto conjunct his Leo midheaven and his moon conjunct his IC and Pisces. And, he's very, I mean, just this photo, I mean, you can see the Pluto, right? And that's quite typical when you have a planet conjunct the midheaven. It's very evident to the world, right? Because this is where, and it's usually very evident in our vocation, right? So I always give the example of me because I've got Mercury conjunct my midheaven, and I talk, I'm always moving around, I'm very mercurial, my hands are like this, I have to use 20 examples to make one point, which is all kind of very Mercury. So what if you have a planet conjunct your midheaven, think about how you express that planet. This one is Kurt Cobain. He's got Pluto and Uranus conjunct the ascendant. And the ascendant is very much about how, the direction of our life, which way we're going. So again, we're getting that deep, Plutonic vibe, but this time it's with Uranus, which is the planet of freedom and revolution. It's very common that people who have Uranus on an angle have a revolutionary character to them. And Kurt Cobain started the grunge music scene and was integral in starting the grunge music scene in the 90s. And really became a cult-like figure. There's another thing, like when it's outer planets on an angle too, because the outer planets are so connected to the collective consciousness, we'll often see ourselves somehow representing the collective psyche of the time in some way. This is Angelina Jolie, Venus on the ascendant, Mars, Moon and Jupiter and Aries on the midheaven. And that I just always kind of remember, like when she was younger, she quite known for being quite impulsive and, and very sexy also, but just would kind of say whatever she wanted. You really got to feel for that Aries energy up on her midheaven. This one is Maya Angelou. So she's got Neptune on the ascendant and Mars in Aquarius on the descendant. So Mars in Aquarius is a fixed sign, right? Meaning that it, really kind of sticks to its gun, and it asserts itself really intelligently, independently, and so it's going to have a more objective and detached emotional style of ego expression. And she really worked a lot. I mean, she became quite known for her autobiographies, actually, but she always maintained that these were stories that she wrote in the first person singular, but they were meant to speak for the collective, which I feel is just so Mars in Aquarius. And now this is a test. This is participation time. What planets do you think Sigmund Freud might have on his angles?
Pluto.
I hear Pluto. Yes, so Sigmund Freud, father of psychoanalytic theory, and Pluto is very much associated with that search of the inner psyche, right? It's really the planet that represents psychoanalysis. What else do we? Okay, I'm getting
Neptune, maybe Neptune.
Why do you think Neptune?
Because of the depth he went, like beyond what was known. So he had to go next level.
Interesting. So what you're describing to me sounds more like Uranus. So
okay,
going deep is Pluto. The going to the next level, that's like a classic Uranian thing, like when you kind of skip into like a new realm. So yeah, Uranus I think is and I know happens to be a good one. So that's what else did we get? Yeah, interesting. Okay, so someone wrote Uranus on the descendant. So this is a good point. Which angle do you think is emphasized? So what angle might it be on? So someone said midheaven. So it could be midheaven because this is what he's known for. And someone else though wrote Uranus on the descendant, which I think, so much of his work was all based on this one-on-one work, right? And actually you see a lot of psychotherapists charts and therapist charts in general that have a strong 7th house emphasis. And indeed, let the suspense end. He had Pluto, Sun, and Uranus conjunct that descendant. Okay, so right, Pluto for the psychoanalysis, Uranus, that revolutionary style, and the Sun, not everyone who has a sun conjunct their angle is arrogant, but some people are, right? The sun is where we want to shine, right? It's kind of like it's a healthy ego. So often when we have a strong sun that's conjunct an angle, we will be confident, okay, and kind of have no problem with being seen and wanting to be seen. There's going to be that drive in some way to be acknowledged. So that's quite interesting.